concept of being over here, okay? So I'm gonna go for the far side Kimura over here. The goal though is to have half guard, half butterfly, and the Kimura. But the thing is I can go butterfly, half guard, Kimura, half guard, Kimura, butterfly. Like, it doesn't matter, but like the end goal is half butterfly and a Kimura on this side. So sometimes I could be like in half guard and I get a Kimura and then I change to a butterfly. I could have been in butterfly guard and sweeping them over far and I get the Kimura and I shoot half guard. So like, it really doesn't matter. Shorter guys, the majority of all my black belts, I have one that's taller than me out of like 20, right? Everyone else like is shorter. I am a daddy long legs, super long legs, right? So I tend to like make more space to get a butterfly hook and have to do it. My shorter guys are like, boop, and they just stick it right there. So, however you want to get that, okay? But I'm also like shepherd's hook, like old school like shepherd's hook, like from the Bible. This is how I am, right? I'm not holding him with my palms or my hand. If I hold him with my palms, cross face me hard, I can't stop that, and I'm stronger than him. So you become mechanically weak at your hands. So I'm holding it like my wrist region, like right here or something. Here. Now cross face me. So now it's a block, you see? Okay, so I need you to understand that. And you can do this and like that's cool to catch things like that sometimes. But with this little bit of tension, try and cross face me just a little bit. With that little bit of tension, I can keep the grip here, manipulate his elbow, and I've got it nice and tight. So you don't have to always be like this. Like I know in the beginning, in close guard, coach probably shows it, like we initially grab it. That's the way we learn when we have to be like super baby, right? Right here, and he's got a little bit of cross-face tension on him. So you guys can't forget this. If you're day one, if you guys are a white belt, you've been training less than 6 months, it's okay. Put your hand on the mat, grab his wrist, reach over, and grab your wrist, and then let go of that thumb. So you're no thumbs. I want you to put it on his belly button, like this. And then I want you to put your butterfly hook in. Okay? Brand new beginners. You can also be half guard and butterfly. Grab his wrist, reach around, fix your thumbs, and put it on his belly button. If you guys are intermediate or advanced, I want you to block the crossface. So if there's tension, I want you to feel what I'm talking about here. And look, I'm gonna manipulate his elbows like that. Like I'm doing like Wing Chun type stuff, like he's trying to grab me, and I rotate it like this. It's super powerful. I stick it here, and I got my butterfly hook. Does that make sense, guys? Now, everyone come over on this side real quick. See how my wrist and my forearm are extended? The position stops when I've got my elbow underneath my wrist like that. See how it's straight up now? This is when you guys can stop. So see where I'm at in the Kimura? I'm not like this. Can you straighten your arm, Alex? No. Like inside, straighten. Yeah, so that becomes a pain in the butt, right? Here's the other thing, right? Can you sprawl your hips to the floor? Yes, you can. Right, stay there. Stay there. Right, so there's no way I'm gonna lift him. Okay, come back. What about sprawl now, Alex? See how his hips off the floor? I mean, he can't. I'm coming to you. Look out, guys. He can't stop me. Not just overbell, but seasoned black belt. When somebody tells me that that's unstoppable, there's very few things in jiu-jitsu that are completely unstoppable, So I'm like, bing, bing. And your brains all right now should be going bing, bing. All right, so I'm here. Maybe I had butterfly first, whatever. Beginner, grab the wrist, come through. I like to let go of the thumb right as I make the switch. And then I put it down here. And I get comfy and I scoot all the way underneath him. Okay? Advanced folks, I got the cross face and he's got tension. I want you to manipulate it without using your hands, you see? And then I'm gonna grab the hand, make the hand connection, and I'm gonna come inside the belly button. I want you to stop right here and make sure that your forearm is at least vertical. Pointing more this way is okay. Pointing that way is not okay, right? Sprawl, no bueno, right? Like, don't let me sweep you. Like, just base whatever you want. And then he comes into all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like I swept them. I swept them into with submissions. Make sense? But I just want you to stop right here. Stop. Make sure you got half guard. Make sure you got butterfly. Make sure you got his wrist on his belly button. I'll tell you when to sweep it off. When to sweep it. Alright? I did swear I'm vertical on the inside. And here. What I need to do at a certain point is remove my half guard. Okay? So I can remove my half guard and I'm going to start to lift, but I'm going to move him with my knee too. So without using this hook at all, just look what I do with my left knee. I'm already pushing him a little bit. Nothing crazy, but you know, it's all part of it. I have half guard, I take my leg out, I'm pushing him with my knee now, and I'm lifting. For you white belts, you're gonna look the other way. And he's just gonna shoulder roll, go ahead and shoulder roll, Bill. He's gonna shoulder roll, that's it. If you roll over your neck, it's all crazy, that's your own fault. Look away, just like it's a homoplata or anything. You're gonna look that way, okay? So I'm inside, I'll remove my half guard, I give him a little nudge, and my aim is to roll him over this shoulder. Okay, so it's like 45, I lift, step, kick, boom, and we're here. So, you have so many options from the Kimura. Right now, this is what we're going to do though. We're just coming on top. We're going to learn the basic one first. I come on top and the side control. Notice when I came on top, I have his arm pinned past 90 degrees. My elbow's on his hip. And my chest and body went to his shoulder. This is better than having my arm down here and trying to be around his arm that way. I'm out on his elbow and I'm pinning his hip. It stops him from bridging and moving and all kinds of stuff. Okay? And I walk out onto that elbow. You see that? It already starts to feel uncomfortable at the out, Bill.
Oh yeah.
So this is a far different feeling than the Kimura like this. When I do the traditional Kimura, my elbow's over. I have to turn. I have to stop him from coming up by putting my leg over his face, kicking, and pushing his shoulder. If this was a female or a younger man, sometimes you gotta like really freaking push it. You know what I'm saying? Their arms touching the back of their head. You know what I'm saying? So to get away from all that extra cranking, we're just gonna really do this super slow and understand it so that you guys can get this Kimura better. Again, I got my elbow here and I walked my elbow out onto his elbow, out to his elbow, around, not even around his shoulder, out to his elbow like this. I'm sprawling on his hip or his shoulder, you see that? I don't even have to turn my body. I can literally just put my knee over his head and I'll barely tap him once. Regulate his head. Control his head. Does that make sense? So, sorry. So there's like, aim small, miss small, hit the target. Be perfect and precise. Control him, don't let him move around. Don't need a big drastic turn, step over the head and turn, all this kind of stuff. So it's not a lot of movement, okay? Again, there's a bunch of things I can do from the Kimura position, but we're just going this one round right now. I dismount, knee in the butt, go all the way over. I can come into back takes, arm bars, north-south chokes, all kinds. Attack his neck, I can do all kinds of stuff, crucifixes. But right now we're just tapping the Kimura. Again, when I flip over, my objective, instead of the classic side control where my hip is all the way to his hip, I'm gonna flip over and control his shoulder, and I want my elbow to land on his hip. So that's truly what I'm aiming for. Watch. Bam, hit his hip. I'm trying to take his arm off on the mat and I hit his hip. Look where my hips are, my shoulders are. Traditional Kimura, if I were going for it, I'm all the way over here trying to pin his hip so I can turn and face and put my leg over his head. So it's a slightly different catch. Look at my elbow, look at my hips. Look at my elbow, look at my hips. This is my land spot off the sweep. And actually, I want to be out on the elbow like that. So it's a slightly different catch and movement. You guys feel what I'm saying? I'm freaking dripping all over you, I'm sorry. So, again, Kimura, half guard. I'll take my time getting all in here. There's nothing he's doing to counter me if he's not passing or anything like that. Push, flip, elevate. I'm aiming for my elbow there. He's sprawling on this. Right? And I'll put his hand on the mat. I walk out on his elbow. Okay? I can put my arm past his hip and trap his arm. I can even stay on his hip. But all I do is just turn my knee sideways and I barely lift his shoulder. And he taps. Does that make sense? Back and forth 2 times each. Ready, set.